children cussing in public. There's actually two different things. I'll combine them at the end to suit the title's pleasure. Now, breaking this down, let's start with children cussing. Or children cussing with parents. Either way, children cussing. I don't give a fuck if children cuss. You know why? Because when I was a child, I cussed. When I was a child, just about everybody I knew cussed. Except for like the giddy goods. You know, which obviously ended up cussing about 2 years later. How wonderful. You see, the content that we view, whether it be through video, or on paper, or watching movies, or just speaking or interacting with other individuals, cussing's involved. It just is. It's a word. There's nothing really that bad about it. People take it the wrong way, people get offended, and people feel like they're disrespected, but that's their fucking problem, isn't it? Like, if you walk up to me one day and go, fuck you, I'd be like, thanks, buddy. You know, like, it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't. There are far more important things to be concerned with or offended about than cussing, okay? And from speaking to people, it seems that what I've gathered, it seems like what they're trying to say is that when a child cusses, that also means that they have a bad behavior. Well, cussing and behavior are two completely different things. A child can cuss all day long and still be well behaved, and vice versa. A child can never cuss and go, F that, you're gonna go to H, blah blah blah. But they could be the meanest little asshole you ever dealt with. And you're not supposed to cuss to your parents, right? You're not supposed to say, fuck you, Dad. Why not? Why not? I cuss at my parents all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but when they do something stupid, I'm like, Mom, you're being stupid. Why not? That's my honest criticism about the situation. And isn't that the point of having family and close friends? Well, I guess you don't really choose that family, but having people that you're comfortable with is that you can just tell them bluntly and honestly how you think, instead of having to sugarcoat everything like you're dealing with someone in public. You know, that's not what I want. I want to be able to communicate how I feel. You know, and if I have a child, hopefully I do, I would like for them to express to me how they feel, regardless if cuss words are involved or not, because that really doesn't bother me. You know, and if he says, Dad, you're being a fucking dumbass, if one day he's like 5 years old and says that, he could be right. He could very well absolutely be right. And I would have to evaluate why he said that, and then maybe it's true, I could be being a dumbass. Here's the part I find ironic, is that, you know, people tell me stories when I was growing up, I would never cuss at my parents, but I'd get in fist fights with my dad. Wait, so you're telling me that a physical altercation between you and another person is less severe than a cuss word? Really, people? So you mean that I should rather, or it's less vulgar for me to punch you in the face than to say, fuck you? Is that what you're getting at? Because that sounds pretty fucking dumb. It does. Do you not agree with me? So, and they go on this disrespect thing, and offended. You know, you ain't supposed to disrespect your parents or disrespect the elders. Why not? Some people deserve it. Some people don't earn respect. And here you go with all these cliches, respecting your elders. And then you have another cliche where you say, well, you gotta earn respect, you don't just give it. So do people really have to earn respect? Or if you're just old, you deserve respect? You have all these contradicting cliches. And I'll give you another example just because I'm so anti-Jesus. You say, I'll see it when I believe it. That's something I hear all the damn time. You've never seen Jesus, you've never seen God, you believe in all that horse shit, so you're just an idiot. Back to children and cussing. So, if I have a 5-year-old cussing, which they're probably already going to do because the content of which they view, and being around the awesome, Mr. Awesome right here, white chocolate, is always going to cuss. So why should I punish my child for simply doing what everybody else is doing? Why should I punish my child for saying a couple words? Letters organized into words, which are organized so that we can make comprehension of language. That doesn't seem like something that's punishable to me. That doesn't seem like something that is criminal. It doesn't. And why can't children cuss in school? Why not? Why not? They're already doing it. They're muttering it under their mouths. They're calling their teachers a fucking cunt and everything else. Why can't they just say it? What's so wrong with that? Cussing in public. We'll flip it. Now, I already told you a story. I'll repeat it very quickly. I was in a restaurant. There's a dude sitting right behind me facing the other way because, you know, booths are back to back. And he heard me talking, and obviously I'm cussing. And when he was done with his meal, he came over my shoulder and says, "Young man," and I looked over my shoulder, and he said, "You have a vulgar," what did he say? What did he say now? "Young man, you have a vulgar mouth," I believe is what he said. And I said, "Thank you," and he walked off. So what? So what? And why are you offended? And I told that story to somebody, and they said, "Does that not bother you?" No, it doesn't bother me. Why would that bother me? Why would some incompetent jackass that's worried about me cussing, well, why should I be worried about him? Because I know if he was intelligent, he wouldn't be worried about the cuss words. He would be more analyzing exactly what I was talking about, which was an abusive mother. That was the topic. So, I think it would have been far more productive if he would have gave me some criticism, positive or negative, on what I was speaking about, instead of just saying, "You got a bad mouth." I'm like, I don't care. Thanks for wasting my time and your time informing me of something that I already know. Thank you. No, get the fuck out of here. That's the time where you say fuck you because you wasted my time. And if I had a child cussing in public, I still wouldn't care. Still wouldn't care. What is somebody gonna call CPS on me? What, am I abusing my child because I'm allowing my child to cuss? Like, don't you people have other things to be concerned with? Aren't there far more important issues? I saw a dude wearing a Tea Party Wake Up America shirt today. That should be far more concerning to you and every other American in this society, in this country, than a child cussing, or a child cussing in public, or me cussing in public for that matter. You know, because I talk about all kinds of things in public. The same things I talk about on camera are the same things I talk about in public. So you can imagine that anybody overhearing me is going to be offended by something I say. People are offended by all kinds of just ridiculous nonsense, and I can't be concerned with what they're going to be offended and not offended by. I'm just going to have to speak my piece, talk to whoever I'm talking to, and if somebody has a fucking problem with it, then they have a fucking problem with it. And they can go about their way, and they can be in a bad mood, and they can destroy their own day, and that has absolutely no bearing on me at all whatsoever. I actually find it quite amusing. I really do. So give me your thoughts. What do you think about children cussing? Do you think that we should respect our elders and you shouldn't talk back to your dad and you shouldn't say no cuss words? Until what age? Until what age? The age of what they start cussing? Yeah, that's shortly after they speak, probably. You know, when they can start learning words and learning that they're actually bad, then they start using them. You know, I look forward to the day that a teacher calls me and tells me that my child has cussed in class. Because I'm going to tell them, why are you wasting my time with this phone call? Why? And if they punish my child, I might have a problem with that. More than likely they will be punished. Because you got to have rules about everything everywhere. Even words. But don't we have a freedom of speech in this country? Apparently not. You can't just cuss. You can't be rude. Can't disrespect people. Fuck people. Fuck respect. I don't live in no prison. I don't have to live by respect. I'm one of the most polite people you'll ever meet. I simply cuss. sue me.